like a corridor, basically a wind tunnel. And you can see that one of these gusts right now is very strong. These are some big waves coming over. There's a lot of turnover. There's a lot of currents here. That there was a house fire here, that they're still on scene. They're still working on this fire. It's a completely different story with the wind. You can see that these trees are really being pushed by those really strong winds. I'm out here on the Charleston Harbor with the Coast Guard. Right now they're working with buoy teams to make sure that they clean up appropriately. Debris, things that you really, if you're out on these roads, need to pay attention to. So this is exactly what we're talking about when you have to drive with extreme caution. Yeah. However, they aren't crashing against it. That's good news for now, but again, we still haven't hit high tide. There is a tree in the roadway and we can't pass on Highway. Let's flip it. Right in front of us, you can kind of see we're on Highway 78 and we can't actually pass through here now. However, countywide, there's still about 8,000 people, customers without power here in Georgetown. Live in Ladson, Lillian Donahue, Live 5 News. Saturday's calm waters and clear skies are a far cry from earlier this week as intense winds and heavy rain pushed boats up against bridges and moved buoys from their posts.
This would not be the place you would want to be 24, 48 hours ago.
Since Dorian passed over, crews have been hard at work making sure waterways are clear. 2 major Coast Guard cutters came into the harbor today to help repair and secure large buoys that were shifted by rough waters during the storm.
Once they determine that the ports are safe, we go in and kind of clean up the mess. So whatever the storm leaves behind, moving the buoys around, causing damage, we can go in and put everything back together the way it's supposed to be.
The Charleston Harbor opened back up late Friday night. The task now is to make sure the port is up and running safely. Now, the Charleston Harbor is worth around $53 billion industry with ships coming in and out every year. Right now, I'm on one of the buoy boats, and they are actually fixing this buoy. They're putting it back into place after it was displaced during Hurricane Dorian. That's why it's so critical for them to get it up and running again.
This has become, unfortunately, a norm for us, but year after year, we do it over and over again.
With plenty of boats back on the water this weekend, the Coast Guard wants to remind boaters to still stay cautious when they're out.
A large hurricane just passed through. That means there could be floating debris in our waterways. And the safety goes the same whether it's in June, July, or even now just after the passing of a hurricane.
Cleanup is expected to last through the weekend. In Charleston, Lillian Donahue, Live 5 News. Aaron Latin and his girlfriend Alba were curious to see what the hurricane could have brought to the beach.
I wanted to get like a metal detector, and especially after the hurricane, come out here and see if there's any history or artifacts that kind of washed up on the shore.
But they were left puzzled by what they found.
First, we just thought it was a rock. The more we got to looking, we realized it was something more than a rock.
Authorities say they found 2 Civil War era cannonballs unearthed by the hurricane and laying in the sand.
We actually just got lucky with no equipment, just spending a day at the beach.
Now, the location is right in front of the Morris Island Lighthouse on the very edge of Folly Beach. It's kind of hidden in this brush, but this isn't the first time the cannonballs have been found in this area. 16 Civil War cannonballs were found in the same location following Hurricane Matthew in 2016.
Great day for Folly Beach.
But other treasure hunters weren't so lucky.
After the big hurricane, thought I'd find some nice stuff. And like I said, I've been doing it for over 20 years. I found some junk, maybe some mini balls, a few pieces of metal. Nice young couple, 5 minutes before us, walks across a cannonball.
They reported it, and afterwards, police, fire, and local EOD teams responded, making sure the cannonballs weren't still live and dangerous. The couple said they are new to the area and are happy that they stumbled on a piece of history.
Es un tesoro histórico.
It's a historical treasure. It's the history of here in Charleston. Of course, after we found it, we wanted to tell the world. On Folly Beach, Lillian Donahue, Live 5 News.